What is going on, guys? Welcome to Greggles TV Daily Rewind, is where we go back a week and give you all of your past 7 days of tech news stories in one single video. In this video, we really find out a lot about the Galaxy Z Fold 4 and the camera setup and the fingerprint sensor and things like that, as well as more information about that exciting Vivo X Fold, as well as a bunch of other devices. So enjoy this week's of tech news, and have a great day. We'll see you in the next one. Has to do with, like I said, a big competitor coming against the Galaxy Z Fold 4, and that is the Vivo X Fold. And the official specs have officially came out, because why? Someone took a picture of a poster board detailing all of the specs. So without further ado, let's get into this story. So here we go. A bunch of people did it, tweeted it out, but I'll use Ben Geskin. Ben Geskin detailed it very nicely in here, saying the Vivo X Fold official specs poster. It's going to have a folding display, which is going to have a 2K plus 120 hertz display. It has 19 DisplayMate A+ certifications. That's a ranking site that allows them to get different certifications, obviously, and they have 19 of them. 3D ultrasonic dual screen fingerprints. So you're gonna have 3D ultrasonic fingerprint scanner on both of those displays, the outside and the inside. It'll have ultra thin glass, LTPO 3.0. It's gonna have an HDR display. So the display is seemingly awesome, and I'm excited to maybe see that in person, if ever. Cameras, it's gonna have Zeiss camera lenses with 50 megapixel optical image stabilization main lens, 48 megapixel with 114 degree ultra wide view with that ultra wide view camera, portrait camera, and it's also gonna have a 5x optical image stabilization periscope zoom, and it can zoom at 60x. So you're not gonna get that 100x zoom that you would on, say, like a Galaxy S22 Ultra, but 60x is damn good. It's definitely plenty to go around. Also, for power, you're looking at a Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 CPU for there, and then also it's gonna have an overclocked UFS 3.1 there should be the storage, enhanced RAM of their LPDDR5, memory fusion 2.0. Charging is going to be 66 watts of wired dual battery flash charging, along with 50 watts of wireless flash charging, 4600 milliamp battery, and superconducting nano heat extraction system. A lot. Very, very cool stuff. And a lot of those stuff, like I've kind of said, because we've seen rumored specs coming out about this phone. Some of the stuff, I want to bring that over to here to the Galaxy side, because I mean, that's going to be a more easy phone for me to attain, more so than the Vivo X Fold. And also at the same time, the Vivo X Fold, I haven't really said it, but the price might be out of this world expensive compared to then something that Samsung puts out on their folding phone line. But again, this is, if you don't know, this phone from the Vivo X Fold is reportedly bigger in every way. A fatter display, a bigger inside display, and at the end of the day, great specs. The Galaxy Buds 2, there is a update that just came out, and it's a good one. That adds a couple of features, so let's check out what those features are. So the update, same size as it's always been, about 3 megs, and ultimately what you'll get with that new update is 360 audio feature implementation, which is going to allow you to hear sound from basically 360 degrees, so you can decipher where it's coming from. Also, call quality improvements, which call quality is already pretty good anyway, so if you can improve that even more, why not? Also, Bluetooth connectivity and stability improvement. So a nice little update, and obviously it's free, and it's nice to always get continued features added and improved on devices. I mean, this is no different. So if you have the Galaxy Buds 2, the second version, then you should be able to pick up this update. Otherwise, it's going to be rolling out to you very, very soon. Next up is about the Galaxy Z Fold 4. Now we know the Galaxy Z Fold 3 has a double hinge, and overall it's kind of a heavy phone. I'm used to it, so I'm not like, oh my God, this is so heavy, I'm so tired. It's not like that, but it is a heavy phone when you compare it to some of the other phones in the market today. And how are they going to reduce not only the thinness, but also how are they going to reduce the weight of it? Well, it looks like we're starting to find out exactly how. Now, this tweet is coming from the Galox, which again, I don't know where he's pulling this from. I don't know if he's pulling it from his butt, or pulling it from the sky, or pulling it from a website or some other source, but ultimately we'll just go with what's going on here because there's not a lot of news lately, saying the Galaxy Z Fold 4 will be Samsung's first foldable phone with a single hinge. It allows the device to be thinner and lighter while also saving costs and being more durable. And he also says in this photo, we still see the 2 hinges on the Z Fold 3. The Z Fold 4 will only have 1 hinge, and I'm all for it, guys. If you can make it thinner, if you can make it lighter, it's going to make it more attractive. It's going to make it something of a want for more people. There's a couple of things that I think hold people back, artificially or realistically, whatever you want to say. One is this, you know, the middle part where you can see it. To me, it's not a huge deal. Not the end of the world, guys. You get used to it. I don't even notice it. It doesn't bother me one bit, but it might bother you. The other one obviously would be the weight and the size of this thing. The more you get this to be thinner and lighter, the more people are going to want it. Obviously, the price is a huge detractor because it's up to $1,799 right now. I mean, maybe you can get it lower with a trade-in or some other kind of deal, but ultimately it's a $1,799 phone. It needs to definitely drop in price. So I think we probably see a couple things that are fixed, or one thing that's fixed that people didn't like, and it's going to continually get there until it's the almost perfect phone, probably in a few years' time. Like I said, it has to do with the Galaxy Z Fold 4, and it has to do with the cameras on the back of the Galaxy Z Fold 4. Guys, there's potential reason to get very, very excited because some of the reasons, at least one of the reasons about the Galaxy Z Fold line thus far has been the inadequate, less than stellar camera system that is on these phones. They haven't been that great. They've been okay. Yeah, you can get the job done, you get some photos, get some videos. Occasionally you'll capture a really, really nice photo or video, but it's sounding even better than what we've heard before, potentially. So without further ado, let's get into the story. Here's the story. So it's coming out of the folks from the Galaxy Club, and they have this is translated from English, I believe Dutch or into English, but whatever, it's translated. So if it reads a little bit weird, that's why. It says, we received information about the telephoto camera of the Galaxy Z Fold 4. The device will soon be equipped with the same zoom camera that can already be found in the Galaxy S22 series. This concerns the 10 megapixel telephoto camera with 3x optical zoom, which is also in the S22, S22 Plus, and S22 Ultra. The camera is a marked improvement over the Z Fold 3's telephoto camera, which offers only 2x optical zoom, even if its resolution is slightly higher at 12 megapixels. And when we talk about that, the telephoto lens is going to be when you want to get really, really up close, basically up close photos, when you know something really close, you can get clarity on it. And then also you'll be able to zoom in at 3x and get, you know, a potentially slightly further away photo. But we're not done right there, guys, because obviously I'll be honest, I don't even use the telephoto all that much. But again, we're not done. So let's check this out as well. Now, this is coming from the man, Chun saying that, and he's talking about the Galaxy Club article too, but then he veers off on his own saying, my guess was right, Z Fold 4 will share the same 3x telephoto camera as the S22 series. Now, I'm waiting to confirm which sensor will be used as the main camera. He said he's heard that the HM3, like the S22 Ultra personally. So what he's saying right there is that potentially we're going to get the same telephoto lens on the back here for things that are super close up as the S22 series. But then also when you do the S22 Ultra and you can do 108 megapixel photos, that's what it sounds like, because that's the main HM3 photo on here, that potentially we might get the same camera that's on the S22 Ultra on the Z Fold 4 phone as well. This is huge, huge news, because if we can get that, we're looking at a really, really good camera system on here, and bring that over to my favorite phone from Samsung, and really anybody at this point, and that's just a beautiful melting pot. Now, would it still make it the perfect phone? Would it make it a phone that most people want to buy? Probably still not. I mean, the price and how big it is and other factors that would factor into it. But if you can get the camera system right this time, it's going to be a huge, huge win, and even definitely more of a reason for people that are on the older Fold phones to upgrade to the Fold 4, and people that have not wanted to go to the Fold phone because the camera has been so bad to potentially upgrade as well. So great news overall. Your story of the day is the fingerprint sensor on the Vivo X Fold. We've heard it has a under display fingerprint sensor. And remember, this is a folding phone akin to a Galaxy Z Fold phone. And for me, I think this is one of the weaker points about the Vivo X Fold, having it on the display, because when you think of a display this big, it's not very comfortable to have to always press your finger on the screen in order to get it unlocked. I'd much rather have it on the side where Samsung does it. But let's check this video out. So here's a little video. It was leaked on Weibo, and I found it via Ben Geskin. And it's interesting. And why is it interesting? Because again, I think it shows that it's probably not the best implementation for foldable phones. You might absolutely love having the fingerprint sensor underneath the display. You might think it's cool, but at the end of the day, your finger is always pressing the power button, or not always, but it's really close to it, especially if you're right-handed, to always just press that button. And I don't know, it just doesn't feel like the right place and the right time for something like this, especially when that technology, it's pretty good. You know, you see it on the Galaxy S22 Ultra or the Galaxy Tab S8 Ultra, for instance, and it works generally really good, but I still don't feel it's as good as these physical fingerprint sensors. So what do you guys think? I mean, do you think it looks cool? Yeah, but is it gonna be worth it and uncomfortable? I don't know, it remains to be seen. Let me know what you guys think. Next up is all about the potential price of the Vivo X Fold. As you know, foldable phones can be very, very expensive, but what about the Vivo X Fold? What are we potentially seeing for a price? Well, it looks like Ross Young put out a tweet saying we have heard 2 possible price points for the Vivo X Fold, either, and this is Chinese prices, $89.99 or $10,999. We think the higher price is more likely given the expensive hinge, larger displays, 2 expensive fingerprint sensors, 4 cameras, including the periscope camera. What do you think? And he translated that dollar amount from Chinese money to American money, $14.14 or $17.29. So the prices are potentially less than the Galaxy Z Fold 3 line, but they're still expensive, potentially up $1,700. But when you think about what it has physically, versus something like a Galaxy Z Fold 3, it is a better phone probably. You know, it's got a bigger display, it's got the under display fingerprint sensors, the cameras are gonna be better, the performance is gonna be better. So it's got things that are definitely better about it, but still, it's gonna be expensive. So it remains to be seen. What do you guys think about the price? Next up has to do with the Galaxy Z Fold 4 and the fingerprint sensor. We've been talking a lot about fingerprint sensors today, and what better day to talk about it because new information is coming out about the Galaxy Z Fold 4 and Flip 4 and where the fingerprint sensor is going to lie. Is it gonna lie on the side where it's always been, right here with the power button as well, or is it gonna be underneath the display? And we got some good news, at least I feel like it's good news. This is coming out of Korea, specifically the Business Korea news publication, saying in-display fingerprint sensors not adopted for the Galaxy Z Fold 4 and Z Flip 4. So what does that mean? It means that the fingerprint sensor will continue to be or 2-in-1. It'll be the power button and fingerprint sensor on the side of the phone for the Z Flip 4 and Z Fold 4. This is fantastic news. I'm so happy about this. I love it right there. I used to love it more on the back, but now I like it more on the side. It's great. It's very accurate, and it's just in the perfect spot, especially with these huge, huge phones. So very, very stoked about that. First story of the day is about the Galaxy Buds Live. They just got a new feature, and these are pretty old at this point, and they're still getting new features. The update rolled out either yesterday or today. I got it today, and the update, as you can see right here, adds the 360 audio feature implementation and improves system stability and reliability. So now you'll be able to hear kind of 360 what's going on around you if you have that feature on for your buds. So yeah, download it now via the Galaxy wearable app for your new Galaxy, or old, I guess, Galaxy Buds Live. Next up, you all know that I love foldable phones. Well, it looks like OnePlus is going to be coming one out akin to an Oppo Find N. Now, we should probably be seeing, if they're going to do this, you would expect this year or next year. I personally feel like if they do release a foldable phone, OnePlus that is, that it'll come out next year. But keep your eyes peeled. If you're a OnePlus fan, you get some good news on the horizon, potentially, with a foldable phone coming out. Next up is about a folding phone that I'm very, very interested in. I might actually import it. We'll see what happens with the price and release date and all that stuff. But it is the Vivo X Fold, and it looks like it's going to be coming out in an exclusive black color from Ishan Agarwal, and he also lists out the specs, which we've seen before, but if you haven't seen them, we're going to see Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 with an 8.03 big display. It's huge, guys. I would love to try that out. Also, the outside display will be 6.53 inches, 4,600 milliamp battery, fast charging at 66 watts and 50 watts for wireless, 50 megapixel main camera, 48 megapixel ultra wide, and a 12 megapixel portrait camera with an 8 megapixel periscope 5x, 16 megapixel front, and an end screen fingerprint sensor. So very exciting stuff coming out from Vivo. So get ready, guys. I really hope it's a good price so I can import it and feel a little bit better about if I do import it. Next up is about the Galaxy Z Fold 4 and Galaxy Z Flip 4 and the software that it's going to launch with, and some of the features that it will improve upon when you get that update. So this is the tweet right here coming from the Galox. He pulled this from, I believe, Sam Mobile, because I saw it there as well, but he wrote it out so clear and concise. We'll use his, saying that One UI 4.1.1, because right now we're on One UI 4.1, but 4.1.1 is already in development. Galaxy Z Fold 4 and Z Flip 4 will be the first phones to have it. And he said you can expect improved multitasking, improvements in animations, and new features that take advantage of the bigger screens. Also, One UI 5 beta program could start in July. So some exciting software developments coming out, especially if you're a folding and flip fan. You're going to end up getting some improved functionality with multitasking and just overall usage of it, make it feel a little bit faster as well with some of the things that you can do on this foldable phone. And then beyond that, the One UI 5.0 beta coming out later this summer. Exciting stuff that'll also be available probably for most of the phones anyway once that comes out. So good stuff coming in for a Samsung fan with their software. Of the day has to do with the Galaxy Z Fold 4 and what? Because we've kind of talked about this, but kind of the stuff I didn't really, I guess, reiterate enough, because it's going to be pretty crazy with the camera system that's going to be on that Galaxy Z Fold 4. And this is coming from Sam Mobile. And when we look at this, we're looking at the tweet from Anthony Gallus, because he put it a little bit more simply. But basically, Galaxy Fold, well, the original one, you could get in the cameras anyway, 12, 16, and 12 megapixels. Then it went, the second and the third ones went 12, 12, 12 across the board. But remember, the Z Fold 4 is going to have the same camera setup, at least what we think so far, as the Galaxy S22 Ultra, meaning it's going to have 108 megapixel main camera, 12 megapixel, I believe it's ultra wide, and 10 megapixel telephoto. I could have those last two flip-flopped. And then the Z Fold 4 will be Samsung's first foldable with 108 megapixel main camera, space zoom, aka 100x zoom, and 8K video recording. Very excited to try it when it's released in August, guys. This is going to be great. This could, again, I said it kind of yesterday and the day before, this could be the phone for Samsung, if this rings true with the camera system, to really get a lot of people over the hump that were a little bit undecided with it, meaning that, you know, they're like, oh, the cameras always suck, or this always sucks about it. And if they fix these things either all at once or little by little, eventually most people will get there, I hope so. So that we'll get a really nice overall camera system with the phone, an overall good phone. Very excited about this, because again, one of the lacking things about this, I hate taking this phone out and taking photos. it just doesn't take very good photos. Then you jump over to the S22 Ultra or the iPhone or the Pixel and you're like, these phones take a lot better photos, just day-to-day usage than this phone does. So it would be a nice change for once. Next up is about the Galaxy Watch series. We've never had a Pro model of the Galaxy Watch, and this could change come this iteration, this August, September, when the new watch is released, because the latest coming out of Sam Mobile, again, we'll look at Anthony's because it's a little bit put together. Apparently Samsung is working on a Galaxy Watch 5 Pro, which will have a 572 milliamp battery. That's a 211 milliamp increase over the 44 millimeter Galaxy Watch 4. Now, what can we take from this? Well, who knows, really? I mean, are they gonna end up just having the Galaxy Watch 5 Classic and the Galaxy Watch 5 Active and then the Galaxy Watch 5 Pro, or are they getting rid of the Classic and they'll call that the Pro? That remains to be seen. But what I'd like to see from this is, if they do release a Pro version, is add a camera back. When I first had a Samsung watch years ago, before they call it the Galaxy Watch, it had a camera built into it. The first two iterations of the Samsung watch had a camera in it. I could record definitely photos and I believe videos as well. Something like that would be cool. Maybe a fingerprint sensor of some sort, or face recognition. There's some cool things they could add into this, especially adding in more battery. Maybe add 5G, which I don't know if is totally necessary within a watch. But there's things that they could add into this to make it a little bit better and a little bit more useful on a day-to-day usage, especially if it's away from your phone. Imagine being able to take a really nice photo or record a quick video, or maybe you fall and it automatically starts streaming a live video or sends a video to somebody that you trust so they can see what if you fell, like, are you hurt or how did you fall? Like, there's tons of cool use cases they could do with the watch version of the Pro version of that watch. First story of the day has to do with the camera, specifically if you're using the Expert RAW camera app on your Samsung Galaxy phone. So if you've been updated to 4.1 and you have the Expert RAW app downloaded, which we spoke about this app maybe a week or two ago, and the app allows you to easily take raw photos, meaning that when you take a photo, it's not going to be compressed into a JPEG, a JPG file, and you'll get the best clarity and resolution, everything with the photo. Like, it's not going to be, it won't be compressed. Now, don't get me wrong, JPEGs look, in my eyes, absolutely fine, but maybe you want that raw feeling, and you can download the Expert RAW app. There's a nice little update that's come out for the Expert RAW app, and if you want to download the app and update it, you have to go onto your Galaxy phone, go into the Galaxy Store, and check for updates in there. The way you do that is, all you do is, where am I? Go back, hit menu at the bottom, go to updates at the top, and then hit update all, and you should have the update. It's rolling out right now, so you might have to wait a little bit, but it is rolling out. I know I have it right now, and what it does for you is it does the following. It puts you up to app update 1.0.1. The clarity is enhanced in low light, so you're gonna get much better low light performance now with this app. So if you're struggling with it or you didn't like it, check back into it, and this update should fix those issues. It's out right now. Your question of the day is, do you even take raw photos, or do you just like use the regular camera app? Let me know in the comments down below. I just use the regular camera app. I only did that video and showed it off because I thought people might be interested in it, but I personally just use the regular camera app. I'm not really that interested in raw photos, but maybe you are. Let me know in the comments down below. With that said, let's jump into the Q&A portion of the video and drop that beam. First question of the day comes from Ultranet. This channel is great for all things Android. Can I ask you a question? I have an S21, the smallest one, but I want a larger phone. Is the S22 Ultra worth it? I've heard some bad things about the battery life. I don't really game, so I'm not concerned about performance throttling. I do need decent battery life. Thanks. You should get decent battery life. It's gonna come down to if you just give it a couple weeks to really let the battery learn its usage cases, and then you should probably be fine. If you're really, otherwise, if you don't like battery on the Galaxy phones, look at the iPhones. Otherwise, look at the S22 Plus if you don't need the 2K plus resolution, if you don't need the slightly bigger battery, if you don't need the slightly bigger screen. It's still pretty close in size and stuff like that, so you might even want to grab the S22 Plus. Anthony Drake says, I have the S22 Ultra and I did receive the GOS patch. I don't play games on my phone, so my question is, should I switch the GOS off, which I have on now, or should I switch it on and leave it on? I'm confused. So I look at it like this. If your performance is absolutely fine, don't worry about it. If you do notice some lagginess or performance in gaming that's not performing the way you want, or just performance overall with apps, turn it off. I did a video on it, so if you search my channel for how to turn GOS off on my channel, it'll come right up. So I would say turn it off, but do you need to? If your phone's running fine, no. Matthew Gill says, question, would you recommend the Tab S8 Ultra? I have a Tab S7 Plus. Probably not. Are you gonna notice a huge difference? Probably not. I mean, it is really, really big, but is it a huge difference? It is a must-have upgrade? Again, probably not. It can do everything that yours can do. Are you gaining anything extra? Probably a little bit better screen, a bigger screen, lower latency with the, I believe lower latency with the S Pen. But beyond that, it's probably not really worth the upgrade. Shajil Sazad said, do you think Samsung will fix the shutter lag? Because I honestly don't think so. So shutter lag is when you take a photo, especially of a person or something, and it's slightly blurry. I don't think they're gonna fix it anytime soon. Could they fix it? Definitely. Why won't they fix it? I would assume it has something to do with their algorithm and the way that they like their photos to look. I don't know why they don't though, because it is annoying, and I would like it fixed, because then you'd put it in the same category of crispness with the Pixel and the iPhone. Silent Runner Speak says, I'm adjusting to Android from Apple and I'm determined to make this happen after many failed attempts. That being said, what is a good video editing app for Android? I don't edit videos at all on Android. With videos, if I were you, well, I know that the one that's on Apple that everyone uses is coming out to Android. Real Edward says, do you think Samsung will ever come out with a true successor to the Galaxy Tab S8 8.4 with a Super AMOLED display? I would like to think they would, especially when they can compete against the iPad mini. I think if the iPad minis are really runaway success in terms of sales, which I think it sells well, but if it really, really runs away with good sales, I can see Samsung coming out with a higher end one. Until then, probably not. And our last question comes from Jessica A. My Z Flip 3 is not keeping accurate screen on time. I can have several hours of screen on time and it will show an hour or a little more. What could cause this? Never had this problem before. I have cleared cache and data in the device and it did nothing. I never use that app. I don't really care about that app, so I don't mess around with it too much. If you can try resetting those statistics in that and see if that fixes it. Otherwise, I'm honestly not too sure. Thanks so much, guys. If you have a question, leave it in the comments down below and we'll see you down the road.